Hi, I'm Kevin Palau, president of the Luis Palau Association. Growing up, I found prayer challenging, I think because it felt like one of a set of duties that I need to do to please God. So if I'm a good Christian, which I wanted to be, my dad was a world-famous evangelist, then reading the Bible and attending church and just being good and praying were, again, a set of things that needed to be done. So it wasn't really, sadly for me growing up, about intimacy with God. It was something to be done in order to feel okay about myself. One of the beginnings of my understanding prayer in a different way as far as being related to intimacy, wasn't even aware of how much I needed a refreshed intimacy with the Lord. But I went off to Mount Angel, an abbey with a number of pastors here in the Portland area and leaders. But this was my first ever silent retreat. So I went in very like, what is this even going to be like? What am I going to do during this time? But the prayer was so much more about having enough time to actually quiet down and listen and reflect on that beautiful passage of Jesus' baptism, where before Jesus had done anything, he hadn't proven himself, he hadn't performed miracles or preached a sermon or gathered disciples, the word of the Father to him is, "You are my beloved Son. I am well pleased with you." And so for me, that was a very, very moving experience of recognition and that sense of like, I want to serve the Lord, but I'm doing it out of my genuine identity, which is I am a beloved son. So in my case, I guess this new expression of prayer is intimacy with God, wrapped up now with regularly quieting down enough to hear that voice of the Holy Spirit saying, it's not because of anything you do, what you've achieved, what other people think of you, what you've accomplished. You are starting from that position, so to speak, of genuine belovedness. It's been going to God regularly and saying, I desperately need that reminder of my security in you, because I'm struggling again with picking things back up and going right back to where I've historically been. I've got to prove myself. I've got to show people that I'm good enough. I've got to earn my identity. The key revelatory breakthrough for me, like it has been for many people, is that simplest of things. Jesus Christ loves me. I am loved by God unconditionally. And I could have answered the question right. I would have told people that. I have told people that. But we often live in times and seasons where we don't feel that. We've allowed the cares of this world and our own insecurities and the guilt and the shame that we pick up over our lives to keep us from hearing that still small voice that is always saying, you are my beloved son, you are my beloved daughter, not because of what you can accomplish, whether you can do anything for me, but that is the core identity that you have in Jesus Christ. So the intimate relationship with God through prayer with Jesus Christ is always about recovering that still small voice of love, which is the reminder of who we actually are.